Hello, I'm Forrest Mahan, President of Aiken Technical College, and I welcome you to Mahan Conversations. Today, my special guest is Father Gregory Rogers, who has been one of the longer serving faculty members here at Aiken Technical College. Welcome to the conversation.
Thank you, Dr. Mahan. Glad to see you.
Well, tell me a little bit about your background and when you came here to Aiken Tech and what roles you've held here.
Well, I came here first as an adjunct instructor in 1996. I was a sociology teacher for several years, and then I got drafted to teach some history, some interdisciplinary studies, critical thinking skills, that kind of thing. And then 1999 I was hired as a full-time sociology instructor. Did that for several years, became eventually the department chair of history and social sciences, and was that for a year, and then became the dean of general education in 2007, and I've been in this position for 16 years now, which is quite a while.
Well, now, in this role as dean, what are your responsibilities and what do you oversee? Which programs?
I oversee the transfer programs, Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, and also the early childhood education, criminal justice programs, the General Studies Certificate. We also have articulation agreements and things like that we've worked out with some of the other colleges, like early childhood education transfer program, a criminal justice transfer program, and so forth. A lot of our students in these programs, though, are preparing for health sciences careers too. So we have a significant number of students in our general education courses that are wanting to be nurses or wanting to be surgeon technologists or whatever other opportunities might be there. So we have our hands in most everything around the campus.
Well, regarding that, I mean, in terms of our schools or our divisions, I mean, a lot of times when people talk about technical colleges, of course they think of our technical and continuing education school. We have our School of Health Sciences, our School of Nursing, which is the idea of putting people on the career path. But as you shared in your division, you have the AAAS, which is the traditional transfer to a four-year college. Mm-hmm. So students who may want to get a start with us can come to us at a more affordable cost, get their feet on the ground, and then make that transfer. But you also said they do feed into those other health science programs. What kind of classes in your area kind of do those feeders?
Well, there's English, of course, mathematics courses, psychology, social sciences, some of the critical thinking courses, philosophy, ethics, those kind of things feed in. Though not directly in our area, but part of our degree programs, biology, chemistry, are important components of the, for a lot of years they were part of our specific department, but health sciences now has control and leadership of the biology programs and so forth. But so all those prerequisite courses that you have to have. Most career programs have a general education mm-hmm. core required, and we provide that. The broad-based background. They'll need humanities like music or art or history or philosophy, those kind of things that are part of the what makes a good student a well-rounded human being is what we're working with too.
Now, if we're looking at somebody talking and looking at us right now, mm-hmm. what would be something that would help attract like an adult learner or a student who's about to graduate high school? What do you think our programs have to offer that could be a benefit to them if they're not maybe sure about what they want to do?
That's really a great question, because one of the advantages of our Associate in Arts or Associate in Science programs is the flexibility. Students can identify what program they want to be in at another college, let's say USC Aiken or something like that, and we have defined pathways that they could follow by taking certain courses here and then transferring over there. The advantage, of course, is they might be able to save a lot of money. Our tuition rates are, plus especially with our financial aid possibilities, are significantly lower than most four-year colleges. And if you don't know what you're going to do, then it might be good to explore a little bit without spending a lot of money and going a lot of debt. My son was unsure what he was going to do, and he went to 4 different colleges in 3 different states with 4 different majors in 5 years, and eventually figured out what he wanted to do. Computer programming was what he wanted to do, but which we offer here, but it gives a chance to just explore, take some courses that follow your interest, and then you can go on from there.
And that's a solid message for parents and also for students who may be trying to figure out what would I like to do next in my life. Another thing that we've seen, and I've been here just a little over 7 years, has been the growth of our early college program and dual credit. So talk to us a little bit about those programs, and in particular our partnership with Midland Valley High School.
Oh, this is one of the most exciting things that we've done over the past number of years. We've always had, since I've been here, some kind of dual enrollment. Often it was just a broadcast type of dual enrollment class out at Bridge Spring, Minetta, or Wagner Salley high schools. But about 7 or 8 years ago, we entered into an agreement and a cooperation with Midland Valley High School to create a program in which a student starting in their sophomore year of high school can complete enough credits to earn an associate in arts degree or even an associate in science degree by the time they graduate from high school. And the exciting thing was that the students are able, even before they get their high school diploma, to receive at our graduation, because it's earlier, a few weeks earlier, their associate's degree, which really does give them a heads up and a leg up going to a 4-year college.
Their first 2 years are basically out of the way.
That's right.
Pretty remarkable.
That's right.
And so I know that we've had 5 cohorts graduate.
Right.
Right around that time frame.
And that program has grown. We started with about 18. It's gone up some years 30 students. This year we actually have 2 cohorts of sophomore students starting. So there's
Was it 50?
It's 36.
36, okay. Oh, wonderful.
So 18 in each cohort.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
So then it's going to continue to expand a little bit that way. So our dual enrollment programs overall, we now have programs with virtually every high school in Aiken County, and we may get the last one for next fall. In conversation right now with one of those, but so our number of dual enrollment students has gone from about 25 in 1999 to 260-ish currently. So
well, that is remarkable growth, and again, it's sort of, as you've shared, you referenced transfer agreements to 4-year colleges, and our partnerships not just go to the 4-year colleges. We've partnered with our high school partners here in Aiken County Public School District, and among others as well, to help open up the door for education, because we want to make sure students can figure out what they would like to do, get the basic gen ed out of the way, and then transfer and then start their major at a 4-year college or university. So it's a really remarkable program. It's inexpensive, and more importantly, it helps us sort of reach the local student population. And we are unique. We have one school district, we have a technical college, and we have a 4-year university, all within one county. So a student could very well go through K through 12, get 2 years with us, get 2 years at USC Aiken, and then maybe even in some instances get a master's there. So we've got a lot of educational opportunities in an area that's very compact, but yet also a lot of room for growth and expansion. Now, you said you've been here since 1996, so you're in your 28th year.
Yeah.
So you've been here for a while. What are some of the things you've noticed about the growth of this campus? What are the key things that you remember that you see as highlights?
Well, there's several things. One, of course, is the physical plant itself, and I know you're leading an effort to continue to develop that, but we've since I've been here, the Learning Resource Center, the library, and that classroom building was completed. The Health Sciences building was completed. The SEAM building, the Center for Energy and Advanced Manufacturing, Steve, has been completed. And so the visible campus is different. This building that we're in, the 700 building, was completely remodeled also. Now, the most important things are not facilities. The most important things are students and our colleagues. And so there have been periods where we have had up to 3,000 students here on this campus, especially during the time 2011-12, where the economy in the area was really struggling, and people were wanting to come back to work. Also, though, life on the campus, the interactions, the student clubs, the sporting events. We had a basketball team and softball team for a number of years, and the camaraderie that came from that was terrific. COVID did a little bit of a number on some of those on-campus things, but it's starting to come back again, and we're making a concerted effort to rebuild some of those relationships. Speaking of student clubs, for about a decade, I was the Phi Theta Kappa, which is the honor society for the two-year colleges. I was the chapter advisor, and we had some memorable times with that. One event I remember, Senator Clemente Pinckney was the speaker, and he was incredible. He was from Charleston. What made it poignant, though, he talked with a great deal of encouragement for students to set goals and dream big dreams and go out and meet those goals. And he demonstrated that in his life. And of course, you may remember that he was sadly killed at Emmanuel Church in Charleston. And so when I think back to what his message was and how he had been able to be here on our campus for an event like that, it kind of touches my heart, and hope that his legacy, and that kind of legacy that happens a lot on this campus, can go on.
Well, I think that's important to touch upon. You mentioned Phi Theta Kappa, as you said, the Honor Society, the two-year college, and having outside speakers come in to share their messages, because we're here not just for the students, but we're also here for the communities that we serve. Mm-hmm. So we always like to make sure that we have an infrastructure in place that can host and sort of help get people on this campus for events, but also, the goal is not just to sort of teach students how to do a skill or how to think critically, it's to engage them as being a citizen, so that when they go out there, they can have those inspirational talks, whether they're inspired by their faculty members, staff member, or any of our special guests that come on campus, such as Representative Pinckney, I believe, yeah. Senator Pinckney. Senator Pinckney. And so when we look at this and kind of thinking in terms of what we're seeing on this campus now, you're seeing a lot of growth, and we are seeing a lot of transformation for this campus. And so it's exciting to consider that we're building our partnership with the Aiken County Public School District with the new Career and Technology Center.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which, although technical focus, could allow students to begin to get into those gen ed classes as we build our dual credit, dual enrollment. If they're on campus, that synergy is there. We are also excited about our new nursing building, but a lot of those nursing students who are pre-nursing take all of the gen ed courses. They have to have their English, their math, their biology, their humanities, psychology, all of that stuff. So that's going to be an exciting way to grow that program. So in many ways, the Arts and Sciences University Transfer Division feeds, as you said, into everything else. So we're looking at a lot of changes on this campus. In fact, you referenced that the 700 building we're in was renovated. Well, it's going to go through another renovation in the not too distant future. And in fact, we've just rolled out that our library over in the 1000 building is going to shift to a temporary location to be completely renovated as a learning resource center or a learning hub. And then we're going to move the testing center and move the success center over there. And then we'll have it all under one roof. So hopefully your students, all students, can then access those skill sets and supports.
Yeah, that's going to be great for the students to have a single place to go with that. And the designs are really kind of exciting too.
Well, I think that's one of the things is it's really kind of rejuvenating the area. And I think that, there were a lot of capital projects when you first got here about 25 years ago. And then we've had one major one in 2015 with the SEAM building. Right. And then now we're going to actually see a number of new capital projects. We've already done a demolition of old space, which the new Career and Technology Center will go to. We've got up a new marquee. We've got a new look. We've got a new logo. And so, having been here for as long as you have, how would you describe that transformation you've seen over the course of the last quarter century?
I love it. The direction. Students or people that from the community that come on the campus, they look around and say, "Wow, I didn't know all this was back here," you know. But it has become more modernized. The facilities are usable, are comfortable. Now we outgrew some of the things we had,
and that's good. Good growth is good.
Yeah, some of the original buildings, outlived their usefulness, or came to the end of their useful life, or whatever kind of phrase we want to use for that. But the college has always been forward thinking, looking for how to impact Aiken County and the area, the CSRA as a whole, for decades to come. And so we appreciate the looking forward, that kind of vision for what it can be in the future. But it changes the whole footprint of what we've seen. Instead of just 3 buildings in a row, it's variety, usefulness, great place to learn.
Well, what's interesting is we looked at the older buildings, and a few of those were demoed were from the mid-'70s. The current administration building's been around since 1973, but it was not designed with the idea of things like the internet, or it was not designed with the idea of spacious open spaces. And it serves its purpose. It has for half a century. But when you're looking at these new infrastructures and the new things you're putting in, you have to consider things that 10, 15 years down the road we've never considered, if that makes any sense.
Oh, it makes plenty of sense. The technology that's used in the classrooms even now, or in the various offices, is significantly different. And even the shift to offering significant numbers of online classes and programs has been a major change. I remember by 2006 or 7, we were just offering a handful of online courses, and after just a few years of me being dean, we were able to get an entire associate in arts degree available online for students. But the infrastructure has to reflect the capacity to do
and keep
all
pace
of that,
with it.
Keep pace with it.
So now you reference, we're kind of returning to post-COVID world, because for a while there, everything had to be remote. And as we start to see things come back, have you seen any real significant transition from, because we've often said across the board, you're not really going to go back and do business exactly the way you did before COVID. How has your division sort of been evolving as a result of, okay, we're remote, we're coming back? How much have we seen the return? Some return. We're offering more hybrid classes than we used to before.
A hybrid course is a course that is partly face-to-face and partly online. Say one online or one face-to-face meeting each week, and an online component. And students, the self-motivated student can really do well in an online environment. Some students need to have and want to have more face-to-face encounter with the instructor, with their fellow students, and so forth. So we've seen more of that. However, there are still a significant number of students post-COVID who have discovered that they like the flexibility. They can continue to work while they're doing their online classes, and so the online classes are still well subscribed. We are going to, for the fall of 2024, run out a few more full face-to-face classes, because we're seeing that for student success, we want to at least have that offering, particularly in courses like math or English or even sociology and psychology. We found that the success rates are better in the face-to-face environment. So we're at least going to put them out there for an option. So the other thing that has happened, though, is there's more activity on campus, and some of the student organizations, the daily or weekly food trucks and events that happen, Constitution Day and meet and greet types of things, clubs, and are coming back, and that's really important. But one of the things I've loved about this campus is just the hum of interaction that takes place. I like to even go out in the hallways in between classes because the students are all walking around, and I can carry on conversations, and because the college experience is about us as people, whether we're faculty and staff or the students. So I hope that in the future there will continue to be a trend towards some more on-campus kind of life, even for a college like ours, which doesn't have dorms and live-in student kind of situations. I think that integration into the community and connection is really an important part of the educational process.
And you make a good point that we are a commuter campus, and so our students, regardless of age, they range. Our dual enrollment students can be as young as 15, 16, and we can have students who are well into their 60s or 70s.
We have, yeah.
And above. So, there are going to be different needs for different students, but it's always good to have those types of activities that are available so that if they are between classes, that they're able to stay put. And I'm excited about what this new learning hub will become, because it'll have everything really in one stop rather than having to go from maybe 2 different buildings or 3 different spaces. And so that helps make sure that if they're on campus outside of class, they're more likely to be successful in class, and especially if they can engage with things, if they have the grades for Phi Theta Kappa or get involved with the Student Government Association. And a lot of your faculty serve as sponsors for these
Certainly
organizations.
Do, yes.
So, and veterans organizations is usually a case as well.
Yeah.
So, in your sort of retrospective 28 years here at Aiken Tech, do you have like a favorite memory or anything that stands out to you that says this is Aiken Tech?
Well, that's a tough question because
there's so many. Is that what you're saying? There's so many.
There's so many things that I.
Something that jumps out at you.
I was thinking about the early college as being one of the major.
That is very significant.
I've had the opportunity to teach in that as well, and this is the first year that I haven't yet gone over to teach the cohort of students, and so I've enjoyed particularly working with that and seeing the students develop. I love seeing for several years also, we were part of a movement called Achieving the Dream,
Mm-hmm.
and I worked with a committee of people for several years on that, and we had some fantastic student success efforts, and I guess that's the central thing that I would say has been our focus for a long time here at Aiken Tech: student success, working with math programs, working with English programs, especially to try to improve student success rates. We implemented, for example, a math lab in Math 101 and 102, and the success rates went from 38% to 65% as a result of that intervention. It's those kind of interventions there. Also, Aiken Tech has been creative. Our faculty have been creative. We've had several who have won the Wade Martin
Mm-hmm.
Award. The A. Wade Martin Award is the Innovator of the Year for the state technical college system. And our math professor, Bill Van Alstyne, years ago won that award for his development of online delivery of math courses. Charles Welch won the A. Wade Martin Award for his efforts to speed up students going through remedial math courses, this lab conception that was there. And of course, we've had in recent years the computer technology folks and the nuclear fundamentals program. So just over the years, creativity, looking outside the box, but always focused on student success. That's been the driver for, I think, most of us at Aiken Tech for a long time. I just want our students to be able to achieve their goals and accomplish something that's meaningful for their lives and for the life of the community, and I think we've contributed to that in a lot of ways.
And I think that's a really good favorite memory, because it's basically not just any one thing, it's really what we're here to do. We're here to reach our students where they are and that's part of the recruitment, but it's also to give them those support services that assure that they get through and complete their program of study so they can get into the workforce as quickly as possible and also as successfully as possible. Well, Father Rogers, thank you for being with me today.
My pleasure.
Anything else you'd like to share before we conclude?
Well, I just want to say the 24 years has been phenomenal. I've seen so many students that I keep running into them out there in the community, who have gone on to do terrific things, and the collegiality of the campus, the success of our students has meant a lot, and I'm grateful to be a part of it.
Well, thank you for being a part of it. I appreciate what you do for our division and our college.
Yeah, and thank you for your leadership.
Well, you're very welcome. Well, that concludes this Mahan Conversation. Again, I'm Forrest Mahan, President of Aiken Tech. I've enjoyed being with you today. I've enjoyed visiting with Father Rogers. We hope that we've provided you some information that gives you an insight into what we offer here at the college. And if you would like, please come by and visit with us, and we'd be glad to give you a tour of our facilities. As Father Rogers said, sometimes it seems like we're one of the best kept secrets, because when people get on this campus, they are always amazed about all the great stuff we have on campus, and we've also previewed some of the things that are to come. So again, have a good day, and thank you for joining us.